welcome us to another episode of Adeshmina. Today we plan to introduce you into a world where passion, message, hard work, discipline, ambition meet Yusuf.
Hey, it's an honor to be here. I'm honored to be here, to be part of this talk
Thank
with you,
you.
Adeshmina.
Just want to say thank you so much for the invitation, for accepting the invitation.
Yes.
So today I was just thinking if we can try and know a little bit about you, and to see what's actually the secret behind the artist that you are.
Yes.
Just got this little box where we have about 20 questions. I was thinking to do about 10, but we'll see how we're gonna get
For
on.
sure.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Would you like me to start first, or
You can go.
Yeah?
You can go first.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
let's just see? I'm writing that on every side. Didn't have time for that too. Okay. How long does it usually take you to write your songs?
That's a really good question. It depends on the type of song that I'm writing. So it really depends on the message that I'm trying to convey through the song. You know, because I do have some songs that are very passion driven. You know what I mean? That where I sit down at my desk and I can feel like there's something that I need to get off my chest. And usually songs like that, like they flow a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So a song like that I can maybe write it even easily in 20 to 30 minutes. You know.
Sure.
And then there are other songs where I feel like I'm a bit more technical with it, I'm a bit more intricate, and they take longer. Maybe they'll take maybe 2 hours. And then there's other music that I feel like I need to take a break from time to time, and some of them can even take 3 days to complete.
Yeah.
So it really depends on how I'm feeling, how inspired I am, and the message that I'm trying to get across. So it can really vary.
I want to ask you in the same time after you talk, but
Yes.
the thing is the questions are in there, so I'm trying to.
Yeah. So we're just gonna hope we get them good ones. But you know what? They're
Yeah.
all good ones. So
Thank you.
yes. Okay, let's see it. From the beginning of music, which is the artist you want to collaborate? So, from when I started music, what artists I'd love to collaborate with? I think. So I've been making music, or I've been writing music for a while, ever since I was about 12, right? And I started taking it seriously when I was about 17, because I really properly decided that, listen, this is what I want to do. So I think
Nice.
through those time periods of my life, I think my artist has changed. So definitely, when I first started music, I listened to a guy by the name of Lil Wayne.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you know
yes,
music.
of
Yes,
course.
exactly.
Of course.
He was such a big inspiration. Like, he was like my dream, like feature. If I could do a song with him, like back then, I'd be Lil Wayne, Weezy. But then, I think currently where I am right now, my biggest inspiration for music, for me myself, is just like I'm the biggest fanboy of Kendrick Lamar. Like
Kendrick Lamar.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's like my dream. But obviously, like right now, because I'm in the UK, like if there was a UK artist that I'd love to collaborate with, it would definitely be a guy by the name of Dave, Santan Dave.
Yes.
He's really good as well. But there's also a lot of local talent here in Brighton that I'd love to collaborate with. Like there's a young cat by the name of RD. I'd love to collaborate with him. There's another guy called Dread as well, who's pretty good.
Okay.
There's another artist by the name of Leo Beats. He's really good as well. So I mean, I think my list of people to collaborate are quite large. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the good thing is like nothing is impossible.
Yes.
Should I close my eyes as well?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you start singing the first time? You were saying that you were 17.
Yes. So I think when I started writing. So I've been writing from a young age. Actually, it's weird. Like I was talking to my mom actually a few days ago, and she was sending me like photos from like when I was like a young kid, when I was about 8, 9, and she made me write in journals a lot.
Okay.
Right, and like literally, like I was looking at it, I clicked. I was like, oh wait, this must be like where my love of writing came from, because like from a young age she would make me write. Like if we'd go out on excursions or we'd go out on a day trip, she'd make me come home, and then like I'd have to write about what it is that I did. I'm saying, and I think she
so
kind of,
interesting.
I think subconsciously she instilled that in me, and I kind of that love for writing kind of grew with me as I got older. So I started writing music when I was about 11 years old, but I think when I actually started putting lyrics now to an instrumental and actually really taking it seriously, I was 17 years old, 16, 17. Okay, my turn. Let's see the
Your
ten. Okay, so a penguin walks through the door right now, wearing a sombrero. What does he say and why is he here? Whew, this is a tough one.
I literally, as I said, like I was doing a night shift, and,
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, what should I, what kind of question should
Yeah.
I?
If a penguin's down here in Brighton, you know what I mean? Just logically speaking, I would assume that, listen, he's here to vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's on holiday. I'm saying he's wearing a sombrero, so clearly he must have been in Mexico before he came down here, because, you know, clearly he's on vacation. So I think he's probably asking where the nearest pub is, and he's here for a good time.
And some ice.
And some ice, yes, definitely, definitely. So,
Brilliant. You're the only singer in the family.
yes, I am the only singer. Yes, I am the only singer in the family. So, I have, I have two younger brothers,
Okay.
and I have two younger sisters as well. So I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yes, I'm the oldest on the one side of my family, right? So I'm adopted, right? So I've got my adopted family,
Okay.
and then I've got my biological family, right? So my adopted family, I am the oldest, but then on my biological family, I'm the youngest.
The youngest. Oh.
So every time I explain the family dynamics, it's a bit complicated. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you I'm the oldest and the youngest. You know what I
Being
mean?
the youngest.
Yeah.
Because being the oldest, I'm the oldest as well. You know what responsibilities is.
For sure, most definitely, yes.
But
Yes.
being the youngest, do you feel like you wanted to get away with certain stuff?
So, so majority of my life I spent with my adopted side, and on that side I was the eldest. You know what I mean? So I didn't really get away with
No,
much.
with-
Nah. I had to be responsible. I had to kind of be like a role model. Yes, yes.
Well, just keep going.
Yes.
Oh, that was your turn. I
Ask
wanted
me.
to take your turn. Sorry.
Let's have a look. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. Right. Okay. If you could be a fruit, which one would you be and why? I read this question. I actually really like this question.
Okay.
I would be a mango, just because I really like mangoes. It's my favorite fruit. So definitely a mango. I just think mangoes are very, very nice fruit. It's sweet. It tastes good. You know
It's
what I mean?
tasty.
It looks good as well. It's just like, man, mangoes are nice. You know, I've never met anyone that does not like mango. You know, for the
I
magic,
never
you
met
know
anyone
what
either.
I mean? You have to.
I don't know how many I got. But...
Okay, what would be your superpower?
Ooh.
What would be my superpower? Okay. Um, I don't know. So I've always wanted, like, I've thought about this question a few times. Like, if I were to have one superpower, what would it be? I always just say flying. I just think it's incredibly cool, and
Cool.
this is very, very liberating as well. Just to be able to fly. Like, I mean, that's must be probably one of the best feelings in the world. You know what I mean? Just to be able to fly, incredible.
Just looking at the sky and thinking that you're actually up there,
You know?
and you're just
Yeah, yeah.
in control.
You know what I mean? That
Okay.
must amazing. I mean, just
I would love to fly.
yeah, yeah. What would your superpower be?
That is actually a really interesting one. I think if I could have the power to help other people when they actually need it.
Wow, that's a
If
very
I could be kind of like a magician, you know, when you have something in your pocket and
Yeah.
somebody actually needs your help, you'll be like, you know what, I
I've
just got it.
It's only really recently that I've actually started kind of putting my own pieces of like aestheticness together.
Yeah.
You know, because before, like, I was really like I didn't really care too much about like style and what I look like. You know, I actually was very how do I say, minimalistic. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really care too much about like my appearance, and it's only really recently that I've actually decided, okay, like, I wanna, you know, put my pieces together. And in me doing that, I've kind of noticed that, hey, man, this style looks awfully familiar to the things that I've seen, to what I've watched, to what I listen
Exactly.
to. It's like a
And this is what I think you are unique and makes you being you.
yes.
A lot of compliments.
Yes, me too.
Oh, you got the big one.
Yeah, I know. I think I've been working my way around it. You know, I didn't want to hit it too early, but I think this is really
This is the time.
Yes.
I can't remember the question of that.
Yeah.
I think it's on the other side.
I got it. Yeah, I was like, Jesus, superpower.
Sorry, don't get confused.
Yeah, I was gonna read it actually. Yo, I was going to. How do you balance your time in the studio with other commitments?
Yes,
That's a very good question.
because you have two jobs.
Yeah.
Obviously, your music and
Yeah,
the job that actually just pay the bills
yeah,
to make us survive
for
in the
sure,
world.
for sure, most definitely. And I think that's something that I've had to learn as well, because I think when I started making music, I was obviously in school, And then I left school, and like, I was under the impression of, hey man, um, I'm only gonna do music. Like forget getting a 9 to 5 job. It was one of, like, how do I say, like, my worst fears. Like I was like, I don't wanna be stuck in the system. I'm an artist. I need you know what I mean? Like
I
I
need
have
to be out.
You get me? Like I have to rebel. I have to be in my studio all the time, and obviously, like, I figured out very quickly that that's not 100% possible. You know what I mean? Some people, their parents, they, provide, and they really,
Everything.
what I'm saying, they really back their dreams, so they don't have to get a job and
Work for it, yeah.
exactly. But in my situation, it wasn't necessarily like that. I actually had to go out there and get a job, and at first I didn't enjoy, working, but I figured out that, listen, no, I actually have to put food on my table. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I think I always make time for music. I always, like, music is my number one, but like where I am currently right now, if I don't have money to put, and if I don't get an income, I can't put any money into my music.
Into
so
your
the
music, exactly.
can't get done. So I feel like it's about understanding that, and kind of, so right now I'm kind of in a place where I'm slowly trying to gear my life in a way of work my job, but work hours that facilitate me enough time to work on my
To work.
music as well, so that I can slowly make that change from, okay, feeding more into my music side, but still having a job, but
A
then
job.
kind of just, trying to transition from one one source of income into the other. I think it definitely takes a lot of discipline, because especially like when you come home from like a long shift, the last thing you want to do is sit down at a desk and, make music because you're tired.
Because you're tired, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But once you sit down at that desk and you listen to that first beat, you're like, you know what, I like this actually, you know what I mean? It's like you kind of remember, like, oh, flip, I actually love doing this, and it kind of just comes, but it definitely takes discipline.
It just makes you feel a little bit that you're more powerful,
Mm.
and it gives you, if I'm saying right, a kind of like adrenaline, that the dream to go through.
Most definitely.
I was actually reading something about what Will Smith was saying, I think a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I love that guy.
If I love he's my favorite.
he's a mad
I'm
man, yeah.
always watching him.
Yeah.
He was saying something really interesting. In order to get the success that you actually want, you need to go and suffer. I think that when he was saying about suffering is just obviously going 9 to 5,
Yeah.
so you can afford to live,
For sure.
and then to put all your investment, all your mindset and everything into actually your passion,
Exactly.
which
Yeah.
I appreciate the guy.
Most definitely. Thank you. And I think it's amazing as well. Like, he says, that guy he's amazing, He's got this other one as well where he says, like, basically says, man, brick by brick, you build it. You know what I'm saying? One brick at a time. You know what I'm saying? You were building a house, but you start with you lay one brick as perfectly as you can lay that one
Exactly.
brick. And that's really what it is. It's discipline,
Yeah.
It's discipline and taking it serious.
Even in his movie, The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yes.
That is my favorite movie.
I love that movie. Yeah.
It's just showing you step by step
Yeah.
how he's just suffering and suffering and suffering, and then it clicked.
Yeah, I'm saying, until he got that break, and that's amazing. That's really how it is. So, I mean, until then, we just have to work.
We're just gonna have exactly.
You have to show up every day and be like, okay, I want this, but I got to show up, I have to show up. I have to put in the hours. I have to put in the practice and
100%.
put in the work.
It was my turn.
It's your turn. Let me shake it out.
Okay, you can shake it.
Shake my baby.
We said they're gonna be like 10 questions, but I think
Yeah.
we're gonna finish all of
Yeah,
them.
we're on a roll.
I really like the conversation.
Yeah, no, me
I'm
too. This
into-
is
I'm
amazing.
into it.
This is amazing. Me too. I'm really, really, really. Wow.
Okay. Oh, that is a little bit extra, but
Okay.
name 5 things that you can't live without.
5 things that I cannot live without.
Mango.
Okay.
Mango should be one of them.
Yeah, mango
Yes.
number 1 at that list. Now okay, we can put mango at number 1. For health reasons, and I love mango. Okay, number 1, mango. My laptop. That's number 1, just because that's where all my music is. Right?
All your work.
That's where my work is.
Invest.
My laptop, my book, and my pen, because I love my book and my pen. Just that's how I
Write down.
That's how I write my music. I always have to write it down. We're on 3 right now. My book and my pen. I like my phone, but not for social media purposes, just for music, because like I really like listening to music. Like everywhere I go, I have headphones on.
To get the inspiration.
Exactly. So definitely music, like my phone or like an iPod or something I can play music out of. So we can say a phone, you know, because it has my music and my inspiration. And what's number five?
Myself as well, if I will be in your shoes,
Yeah.
and I'll be like five things that I will
Live
can't
without.
live without. It's quite difficult because obviously we're gonna think, say, but obviously money, job, or whatever,
Course, of
but we're
course,
not
of course.
thinking about that
For
kind of.
sure, would add fulfillment to our lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm trying to find that perfect one. But I feel like those
Because
four
if
for
we
me would
don't
be the main
think,
four.
because you're saying earlier that we need to think
Mm.
for us, for ourselves.
Yes, yes.
So if we're not doing that, we're just gonna be probably like just robots.
For sure,
Yeah.
just doing things, mindless beings. That's a very, very good point. So that's my number
Your-
five,
Okay,
mindset.
that will be your turn.
My
Let me
turn, yeah?
just.
Let's see. I love how
Feels like
we've made it a ritual now to shake it.
yes.
Yes. All right.
5 to go.
Okay. Let's have a look. How many songs have I been recorded? How many songs have I been recorded? Wow, a lot of music.
A lot of
A
music.
lot of music, like a lot of music, like over 100. Just last year alone, I recorded over 100 songs, on my laptop, and it's funny because I've only actually. Sorry, I'm trying to put this underneath. Thingy. Last year alone, I've recorded over 100 songs in the year, but I've only released 4 of them, and that's why like we were having this discussion earlier, and I was saying like I've got a problem with hoarding music, but I think I'm very selective about the ones that I drop. You know.
Yeah.
I think like as an artist, like I feel like it's good to have content and put out content, right? But I feel like putting out quality content is even more
It's
important.
even more important.
You know, I mean, this is your catalog. So like, you know, when somebody hears you for the first time, right? Let's say you get a major placement, and they're like, oh wait, I like his music. Let me go check
Yeah.
out his discography. And if they go to your discography and your discography is trash or it's not good, they're
Yes.
immediately turned off. They're not gonna listen to you again.
Exactly.
So that's why I think for me, I'm very selective about it. So I've recorded a lot of music. Just in the what does Sip mean? Okay, so my name is Sipelel, right?
Sipelel.
Which is it's a Xhosa name. I'm from South Africa, Xhosa, right? Sipelel, which means we are complete in Xhosa. So like I told you on my biological side, I'm the last born,
Yeah.
right? But then on my adopted side, I'm the eldest.
Yeah.
So to my Xhosa side, Sipelele, the last born. So the first 3 letters of that name is SIP.
Okay.
So it's just the first 3 letters of my
First
name.
few.
And it's a nickname that like a lot of my friends called me back at school. My family called me Sip. You know, when I first started rapping, I tried to make it really like cool and intricate and deep and like give it like an acronym and like say like no, it means speak in poetry. But then
Okay.
I was like, it was a cool twist, but you know what? As I kind of got older, I was like, you know what? We don't need to do all of that myself. It's just my name
It's just your
because I
name.
was working as a chef and my hours were crazy. So when I was
Gorgeous.
doing that, like I was at work and I had to like flip bars in my head, like you know, I'd have to be in my head and just like make up things in my head so that when I go home, immediately, just go straight.
Just straight on the
Exactly,
paper.
you know what I'm saying? So it just depends, you know. Sometimes as well, sometimes I can sit at my desk and writing is not. I just don't feel like writing, so I'll just play a beat and I'll stand up in front of the microphone and I'll just freestyle and try to freestyle, you know, just to kind of get a flow. So it depends. But definitely my number one way is to write. But then any other way that the music hits me, if it's a freestyle, if it's a word, or if I'm out in a shopping center and something hits me, then I'll whip it out on my phone and just put it in.
Well, if
I
you.
think so, maybe. Yeah.
But if you. Oh, what was that? Is that
It's a
bee?
bee.
That's
yeah,
a bee. It's
that's
okay.
gone. It's gone.
We love bees. We can't live without bees.
Yes, that's true.
Saying, I think everything starts with discipline. If you
For
know,
sure.
like, I need to do it right now,
Yeah,
I will just do it.
for sure.
It doesn't matter if we work 12 hours, 10
yeah,
hours.
Yeah, yeah,
If we want to put something and we know we're going to achieve in the future, we're just going to have to go for
You
it.
just have to do it, you know. And that's the thing, because like there are days that you don't feel like doing it, you know. There are days where you just feel like, damn, I don't want to do
I
this
don't
right
wanna-
now, you know. But that's where,
That is where the actual challenge is.
yeah, yeah.
How many hours you spend a day in the studio?
How many hours a day do I spend in the studio? Okay, so it varies. I feel I've been saying it varies a lot, but it really does because so it depends what what my time working is. So as of late, I've been spending an incredible and a large amount of time in the studio because I haven't been at work because
Yeah.
I'm in between. So literally, like I think it was the night before last night. I was at least like must have at least could have it easily been 8 hours. You know what I mean? And it was fun. It was just 8 hours just spent like solid time working this one song, you know. Whereas before, when I was working, I was not able to do that. I had to take it
Exactly.
in like short stints. Like, so I would work like my job, and then I'd come back, and I'd probably only really be able to spend like 4 hours, and then I have to go to sleep because it's like, dog, it's 3 in the morning. You know what I mean? I have to get up and go work.
In the yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Go work in the morning.
You know, and my studio is actually set up in my room, so it's kind of like I'm always in the studio.
Yeah.
You know
Oh.
what I mean? So it's like, you know.
But I think that's what make you successful.
Yeah.
I do follow Elon Musk, and he was saying he lives in his office.
For sure.
To go is just go to Mars. Like
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah.
So I
That's
think
amazing.
if it's dedication, yes.
You'll do it. You into music?
Ooh,
Damn, this is a
that's
really
the
good
last question.
Such
And
a
this
good
crew is
question.
watching us as well.
Yo, look at that. This is like an intense moment. He's genuinely there.
It's like I am listening.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Hey, right. I don't really tell people this, right? But people don't usually ask. But, you know, so when I was 12 years old, I used to write raps for fun, just like
Oh,
in
wow.
class, right? Just in class for fun, and I never took it seriously. Like I was a kid, you know. I listened to hip hop music, and then I myself was like, okay, cool, let me try this, you know. Write a few raps here, write a few raps there. But it was only until I got into high school. I got into high school, and I got into high school. It was my last. I think it was my last 2 years of high school, and I guess I was struggling a lot. I was struggling with identity specifically. You know, I was struggling with identity. You know, I was kind of in a point like in my life where I had a lot of questions, and there weren't a lot of answers. You know what I mean?
They were just the questions.
Just questions, you know, and that's never really a good place to be because then you end up confused and you become lost. And I was there, and you know, I had a lot of questions, and I did not have any of these answers. And they were very important questions to me, very big questions, you know what I'm saying, about myself, you know, my identity. And I guess I was in a period of point of my life where as well, everything around me kind of was falling apart, you know what I mean? It was falling apart because, you know, I just didn't have the answer to these
To these
questions
questions,
that I
exactly.
thought was so important, you
And
know.
that's heartbreaking.
And it's heartbreaking. It was a tough point for me in my life, and it was like, you know, I did a lot of stupid things. You know, I pushed a lot of close people away from me. I hurt a lot of people that were close to me in my family, and you know, you know, I really, you know, it was a tough point in my life, and I made a decision like, you know what, I need something. I need something
To keep me moving.
to keep me moving. You know what I mean? Give me something to do, you know, to give myself inspiration, you know. Everything else is falling apart, but can I at least just have one thing that's
One
gonna
thing.
hold itself together, you know? And I didn't know something, it's just something I thought hit me. You know, I was listening to music one day and I was like, man, I love music so much. Why don't I try to write
Do
this?
it.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I started writing, and it was a form of expression at first because, like, you know, it was kind of a way to for myself to try find answers to these questions, talk about how I'm feeling, but with just me and myself, just me and the pen, me and the pen and the paper and the book. And I committed myself to this, and I was like, you know what, man, like everything else here can tell me that I'm this. You can tell me that I'm this. I can be this, this, and this, and this, and this. But in this area here, I'm gonna exercise control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna make sure that in this area, no one can tell me
What to
nothing.
do.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I was like, every day I just practiced. I went at it as a form of therapy expression. And it got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm getting nice with this, you know? I'm enjoying this, you know? And that's how it started. That's how it started. It started kind of like an escape, you know, a therapy. And then it turned into a passion. And now it's just like something that I can't let go of.
Of course.
And now it's just going into something else. So it's amazing.
You
So,
will never should let go of something like this.
Most
That you
definitely.
have it since you were 12.
yeah. So I think so that's how that's what got me into music. Um, yes.
That's a very interesting story. And I
You
think
know,
you're an incredible person that
Thank
you already succeed anyway,
for sure.
but never give up.
Thank you so
Which
much.
I know that you never give up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here and talking.
Well-
I've actually really enjoyed this. You know. Thank you.
And just be the best because you are the best.
Oh man, that's so deep. Thank you very
No
much, very much.
worries.
And I hope to be back here again.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
we definitely.
After we release a few things, then I'll definitely
gonna
be back here again.
We're gonna have to.
Most definitely.
So we'll see you later, humans.